LVC, the network.
Hi there, I'm CiCi with CiCi's Culinary Creations. Today I am downtown Dallas at the Sweet Harvest Produce, and I'm here looking at some fresh herbs along with some beautiful fruits that are in season and some great vegetables too. I love to come to farmers markets or to any type of a fresh produce market to get my items that I'm going to be using for my dinners for the week. It's always great when you have really nice fresh items to use, and it's also fun to engage your family with the different things that you get. Well, let's check out some of the herbs that they have on hand. They look really pretty today. Well, there's nothing better than maybe having a patio garden if you can't have your own garden. So it's fun to come to a market where you can get a great start on some of the vegetables. Right here we have our basil. I use this as a staple in a lot of my foods, and you can actually rub the leaf and smell it. It has a fantastic scent to it. It's something that you'll use a lot in your Italian foods. You make pesto out of this, and it's just great. And it definitely grows like a weed, so you want to be careful how you put it in your patio garden. As long as you keep it in a pot, it works out really well. Some of the other fun things that you have, you've got your ornamental peppers, but back here you'll see your jalapeno peppers. So you can buy these plants. There's also a little chili pepper too, but you can buy these and have them on your patio and use them whenever you want, where you have that fresh organic item in your foods that you're going to be using. And so of course they have like small ones, and they grow into big ones too. Then they also have some beautiful flowers and plants that make your backyard patio look fantastic. And now this isn't really about cooking, but it's great just to have a lot of this different color. But I love to get some of their items that they have here, because it's fresh and it's wonderful, and it's going to do well in the environment that you're in. All right, some of the other things that you're going to find at a fresh produce market are going to be the vegetables. As you can see, we've got incredible color going on. We're going to start out with like your yellow, red, and white onions. Some of the peppers that they're showing here are the poblano peppers, which are the nice big green pepper. And a fun way to eat these is to cut them in half and put them out on the grill. You're going to take the vein out and de-seed it and put it out on the grill, and they're really pretty. You can stuff it with cream cheese and sausage, and they're really tasty. Another type of pepper is a serrano pepper, a little bit more heat. These you use a lot in your cooking. Then we have the bell peppers, the orange, yellow, green, red bell peppers. The orange, red, and yellows are more like for crudité, where you're going to dip them in a dip. But I use the bell peppers a lot for all types of foods. One of my favorites is the crawfish etouffee or shrimp etouffee, where I use all 4 different peppers for saute them with onions and garlic with the butter and celery, and that's going to be the start of my etouffee. Then they've got some beautiful radishes and snow peas, and also some of the fun things that we are able to get are the different colored potatoes. Those are wonderful if you're going to make like roasted potatoes. So you see that the purple on the outside, the purple on the inside too, just not as dark, but they are. But you have some really pretty red tomatoes. The skin's really thin, so it's really, they're real easy to eat. When I do roasted potatoes or roasted veggies, and I'm going to use the different colored ones, I keep the skin on, especially if they're new potatoes. The skin is tender and thin, and you're just going to cut them up in quarters, toss it in olive oil, and dip some different seasoning, and you just put it in your oven at 425 degrees for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how many vegetables that you have on the plate. Welcome back to CiCi's Culinary Creations. Today is going to be a fun day of some food that we're going to make. I want to start out with some of the asparagus we got at the market, and it's called Prosciutto wrapped asparagus. Simple, easy, really fun little appetizer. When you get asparagus at the store, sometimes it can be a little tricky. Is it woodsy? Is it not? One way to tell is so that it's really pliable, but on the bottom is going to be really hard at times. So sometimes you'll take a knife and you cut it. Another little trick on that is if you bend it, wherever the woodsy part ends, that's where will break off. So therefore, everything up on top is going to be wonderful to eat. So you just, again, real simple. You're going to take it, bend it, wherever it breaks, that's the part that you want to eat, and throw away the rest because it's going to be really hard to eat. So on our asparagus wrapped prosciutto, you're just going to take your simple asparagus and get your prosciutto. Simple thing, you're just going to take it. I keep it on the plastic, and then we're just going to take our asparagus and wrap it around the prosciutto as I'm just going to kind of like roll it up like a jelly roll. Because prosciutto is really, really thin, very salty, so you don't need to add any other type of seasonings to this. And then all you're gonna do is, you got a couple of different options, but today, because I don't have a grill inside the house, we're just going to put it in a skillet. You can take this and put it out on the grill, and you just want it long enough that the asparagus is nice and soft. So we're gonna take this and put it in the skillet. So we'll get that ready for you. All right, we're just gonna add some olive oil. I have a little butter in here from a previous thing. And we're just gonna take this and add it in here until it's hot. You want the skillet nice and hot? Again, you can put this out on the grill, but we're just going to do it a simple way inside the house. And you're just gonna add your pieces. Kind of hear that sizzling up a bit. Now the prosciutto is already fully cooked, and so you're really wanting to get the asparagus to kind of like an al dente, where it's not soft, not too crunchy, but just has a little bit of a crisp to it. You're gonna start out with a high heat, or a medium to high heat, just to kind of get this going. I'm gonna add a little more oil on the side. Again, I just use some extra virgin olive oil on this, and it'll help make the prosciutto really, really crispy. All right, with the prosciutto wrapped asparagus, you'll cook it until it's nice and crispy and brown. And then you're just gonna transfer that to a plate, and you can serve it as an appetizer or part of the meal. Even when it gets to room temperature, it's still really, really good. So we're just gonna simply just plate it up. You can see nice and crispy and brown. But simple and easy. And sometimes that's what we want. We just want some things that are simple and easy and tangible that we can all do and make at home. And there we are. We've got our beautiful prosciutto wrapped asparagus.
At Baker's Delight, we're passionate about making delicious, healthy breads for you.
From scratch.
So whether you're into chia seed,
High fibre. Low GI.
cape seed,
Whole meal or whole grain. For brekkie, lunch or dinner, we've got a bread fit for you.
Baked Fresh, our tasty range of healthy breads.
It'll help you pack a little extra health into every bite.
Drinking water is essential to your health. That's why you need to drink plenty of water to keep you hydrated throughout the day. Unlike power drinks or soft drinks, water is truly the only drink that can quench your thirst. It's an easy, refreshing way to keep your body healthy and strong. Freshen up today with a brisk, cool bottle of water.
All right, for dinner, we're also gonna have some roasted vegetables. We're gonna start out with some fresh, nice, young yellow potatoes. I like the red potatoes as well. And you're gonna take these and cut them in quarters. I also put in some carrots. I just cut up small because it's easier to cook and quicker to cook in the oven. Then we also have some fresh asparagus. Just cut it up in quarters and place it on my pan. The easiest thing to do with roasted vegetables, whether you put them out on the grill or in the oven, you're always going to use olive oil. The trick to that is take your vegetables and place them in a Ziploc bag and then add your olive oil and rub it together. I'll show you real quickly on how that works. We're just going to, I'm just going to throw some in here, even though I don't have my potatoes cut up. I just want to show you how you incorporate your olive oil and your seasonings. Simple, easy, you don't mess up like a lot of dishes. You put your olive oil in, add your seasonings. I've got this fun ones for roasted vegetables. Again, you can add your own mix, whatever you like. Toss that in, take the air out, zip it up, and mix it. Just let it run through your hands, run through your fingers, and just mix it all together. Then when you're ready to put them out on the pan in the grill, or on the grill or in the oven, then you're just gonna take them quickly from the Ziploc bag, toss them onto your pan, and roast them in the oven or on the grill. And the end result are some beautiful roasted vegetables. All right, one of the next items that I like to make, it is called jalapeno scalloped potatoes. I know jalapeno scalloped potatoes doesn't really sound like it mixes, but it's an incredible combination of a little spice to a little cream to some potatoes, and it's just happiness in my mouth. All right, in order to get your potatoes that really thin slice without slicing it with a knife, again, we're gonna use a mandolin. It does have a safety unit on here so you don't cut your fingers. You're gonna take your vegetable, at this time we're going to use a potato, and go all the way inside as far as possible. And then we're going to take the mandolin and the device, and we're just going to go up and down along the blade. As you can see, it's slicing my potatoes very thinly. All the way to the end. End result is that I have these really, really thinly sliced potatoes, and that's the type of potato that you are wanting for your scalloped potatoes. On this particular potato, I kept the peeling on, and that's clearly a choice on what you want to do. I like, especially if they're new potatoes, I like to keep the skin on. Just a personal preference. But for my scalloped potatoes today, I did peel them, but this is what you want as your end result. So my scalloped potatoes, the jalapeno scalloped potatoes, how to make them is a real simple dressing to this. So you're going to slice up your potatoes. You're going to have a combination of chicken broth along with half and half milk. Or you can also use heavy cream too, but just not as much. And then you're also going to cut up and chop up some jalapenos. I go ahead and mix my chicken broth along with the half and half cream and add the jalapenos to it and stir it and let it cook for a little while. Let it simmer for about half an hour. And then after, while that's simmering, then I'll get my potatoes done and then I'll combine them and kind of meld everything together. I'll go ahead and take a layer of the potatoes from the sauce, put it in a pan, and one other item that I add is a Gruyere cheese. I'm going to do like a layer of potatoes, a little of the chicken broth with the milk, and add it to that, and then I'll shave on some cheese to it. I'll do another layer, the sauce, cheese, and it goes in the oven at 350 for an hour. The end result is heaven, is total heaven. So the end result of the jalapeno scalloped potatoes are just luscious, wonderful, cheesy potatoes. And you're just gonna take them and put them on your plate, and you've got lots and lots of layers of your potatoes that incorporate that wonderful cream, again with some jalapeno, and it just has a fantastic flavor to it. And there you go for the jalapeno scalloped potatoes.
There's a dark and a troubled side of life. There's a bright and a sunny side too. Though we meet with the darkness and strife, the sunny side we also may view. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way if we keep on the sunny side of life.
All right, for our entree this evening is a beautiful veal loin chop. And I was fortunate to find some at the store today. And it looks very similar to a pork chop, but it is your veal, and it's actually, you know, an inch and a half thick. So that's what I really, really like about this. It's uniqueness. And the entree is, as I said, the veal loin chop, but the little surprise is that I cut a pocket on the outside of the loin, and I stuffed it with Gruyere cheese wrapped in prosciutto. That Gruyere cheese is going to be something soft and creamy once it is grilled, but the prosciutto is going to add that extra salt to it too from the inside out. Then I marinate it just in a simple olive oil along with my rosemary. And I keep it in the refrigerator for about 6 hours. Again, if you want to do it overnight, that works out well too. And then you just simply put it on the grill. And I keep the rosemary on it too. It's going to flare up, it's going to burn on the grill, but that's okay. It's just something about enhancing and infusing that flavor from the rosemary into your loin, or into the veal loin chop. Let me show you the end result of after it's grilled. So the end result is going to be this beautiful veal loin chop that you have out on the grill. It's nice and tender, and inside it's going to be incredible. It has a nice, great flavor to it. Again, the prosciutto is going to add some salty flavor too, but the oil is going to keep it nice and moist. And when you cut into it, just like kind of seep with some of that cheese. Real quickly, I don't think I showed you, but all you're going to do is you're just going to cut a little pocket on the outside. You just want to do a slit, and then actually you're going to cut the cavity part out, and that's how you're going to fit in your prosciutto and your cheese inside of it. And again, what you have is this happiness of this wonderful entree for dinner. All right, well, for dessert this evening, we're gonna have, again, something simple, something easy, something everyone can do. I really do love this incredible pound cake that I find at the market. Again, you can make it yourself, but sometimes I don't always have the time to do it. So I'm going to take this pound cake and incorporate it with some of the fresh berries that I got. With the berries, they are my strawberries along with blueberries, and I just mix it with sugar and I let it sit. As the longer it sits, the more syrup that it's going to make. So I'm going to take that and put on top of my pound cake, and that syrup just soaks right into the pound cake and makes it even more moist than it already is. And depending on what you like for fruits, I'm going to add a little raspberry too to kind of mix it up a bit, give it a little change. These do not sit into the sugar because they will break down a lot more. And then I'm going to add my signature whipped cream. Simple thing to make and always have on hand. It's just gonna be heavy whipping cream, and you just add a little bit of the pure extract vanilla, and you're gonna whip it until it forms its peaks. And from that, you have heaven on your dessert. You're just gonna add that to it. And of course, to make it really nice and fun, add a little bit of mint, and you have your wonderful, simple homemade dessert. Thanks for watching CiCi's Culinary Creations, where it's all about food, family, and fun.
LVC, the network.